All right, here we go. We'll start it off. Day 2 of the PBSCCS 2021 Trade Show and Education Symposium. All right. That was a really good lineup yesterday. That was good stuff. Derek and Rick did a great job with the team collaboration. We had Dr. Singh talk about sleep. Hope everyone got their 7 to 9 hours. Pete did a great job talking about how to integrate the Proteus 2.0 technology with his post-activation protocols. And then Nate did an expert job with all of his experts on the panel. Hope everyone's as resilient as Nate talked about. That was his keyword yesterday, right? As far as bouncing back and being ready to go today. So, all right, we got day 2 of the trade show. One thing I just want to share real quick. Just as a reminder with everybody, hey, if you have a question, please put it in the Q&A box. We let the administrators use the chat box. Yesterday we had some questions come in the chat box. He's using the chat box to take care of all the vendors as they pull them over from a panelist and bring them on to, from the attendee side to the panelist side. So we can make sure all the questions stay in there and it kind of keeps it clean. So once again, raise your hand, put it in the Q&A box, and that allows us to bring it over. We got a great lineup of our Hall of Fame vendor today, and the rest of them are our Major League sponsors. Today we're going to kick it off with Aura Ring. We have John Boba, who will be our first up. I know he's been excited and they're doing a really good job as far as working with us, working with the teams, communicating. That was another key word yesterday, communication, right? And so the first up, excited to have our Hall of Fame sponsor, and then later on today, they'll be part of our education piece for this program. So without further ado, I want to bring on John Boba from Aura Ring. Looking forward to hearing.
Hey, thanks, Matt. I really appreciate it. Can't tell you how thrilled I am to be here. My name is John Bobo. I'm a Vice President of Business Development and Head of Sports and Research Partnerships at Aura. We love being here. We work with a lot of you, and we work with a lot of the professional baseball teams. But you know what, you guys and gals have helped us learn. You've helped us get better, and you've helped Aura become a better product. For those of you that don't know about Aura, we started on Kickstarter in 2015 with our Generation 1 ring. In 2018, we came out with our Gen 2 ring, which many of the teams are using now. In 2020, you may have heard of us in that we helped a lot of the sports leagues and teams manage the pandemic in its early days, whether it was helping the NBA return into the Orlando bubble, and one of the tools they used to possibly detect respiratory illness through the biometrics of the ring, or NASCAR or United Fighting Champ, WNBA, some leagues like that have used it. But I think more recently, we've been hearing from professional sports teams and athletes about how this has helped their performance. And later on today in the education session, you're going to hear from Josh Hagan, who is with the Human Performance Collaborative at Ohio State University, formerly with University of West Virginia. And I think you'll hear a lot in detail from the expert of some of the things that he's found. Also, for those of you that don't know, the Aura Ring provides biometrics and insights and nudges to its users. When you look at the cornerstones of health, you're looking at nutrition, you're looking at sleep, you're looking at exercise and stress management. And the foundation of all that is sleep and recovery. If your sleep and recovery is not good, your diet and nutrition is not going to matter, your exercise isn't going to matter, and your ability to deal what's coming at you in terms of stress, emotional and physical, is going to be dramatically different as well. And so it was real excitement that we came out this year with our Gen 3 ring. And I'd like to tell you guys a little more about that. And I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see. If you'll stand by 1 second here. Here we go. Well, it went to another monitor. but we will just blow it up bigger as we go there. So with our Gen 3 ring, the main reason that people use the ring is for its accuracy. It is, and you're going to see more about that in this deck. It's the form factor. You just put it on your finger. You only charge it for an hour once every 5 or 7 days. It's the engagement. There's something incredibly sticky about the way people check their scores. I know it really becomes ritualized for people. My wife and I check our scores every morning to see who's superior. I always lose. She's a phenomenal sleeper. And then the other thing that I think is really a difference for us is because of the infrared sensors in the ring, we don't have the issues with skin tone that other sensors can have. So when we come to the Gen 3 ring, we've packed in twice as many sensors, and now we're able to do daytime heart rate. Starting in before March of this next year, we'll be able to do workout heart rate. We've also got improved sleep staging. The ring has a lot more memory in it, so we've got a lot more computing power in it. We have period prediction, which is just going to be a great tool for female athletes. And we also have this library of wellness content and coaching content that we think is helpful. And we've also gone from 3 temperature sensors inside the ring to 7. And so really, when you get to that accuracy, you'll see against the gold standard of the EKG, our heart rate is 99.6% accurate. Our heart rate variability is 98% accurate, and our respiratory rate is 96% accurate, all against an EKG. And that our temperature sensors are at 99% accurate compared to the gold standard of temperature sensors inside the lab. So, if you are an elite athlete, you need the most accurate tool possible for incremental changes. And so that's what we do. Is every day we create these biometrics. You have a sleep score, a recovery score, and an activity score. We provide those to people so they can see the daily metrics, they can see the trends. I think the one insight that really seems to get a lot of people just for its accuracy, and it sends especially young players in competition, is I'll get an alert in the morning that says, hey, your heart rate didn't drop until later in the night. Did you have a big meal before you went to bed? It's incredibly powerful in that it helps you change your behavior. I really make a point now after seeing this insight, and I've heard from so many athletes that have too, that they work harder at eating earlier so they can get the recovery they need. And they can see that when they eat the big meal late at night, how it really does impact their recovery. I think the thing we're excited about right now is daytime heart rate. We also include with this restorative time. And then I've got a small photograph there of what the screen looks like. We've really taken some of this expert knowledge we've had in our blogs and brought it into the app where people can compare the shape of their heart rate through the night to exactly what may be occurring within them, whether it's recovery issues or maybe they had the big meal or things like that. And then again, if you go to our blog, you'll see that it is retooled, especially with, I know this is so important to so many on this call, the research and validation as you look at some of the tools. And we even have it tagged so you can have a special section on HRV and what that means. We've also got the Aura Teams, which is a coaching dashboard. And we've worked with so many of you to find the best solutions and tools to help you create the dashboards that you need to advise your players. We know that these biometrics and data is so critical, but where strength and conditioning coaches are so critical is they really help interpret it. They really help the athlete know what's good for them and against their baseline. And I think that's one of the unique things about Aura is we do create a baseline. Our readiness scores, our sleep scores, they're not based off population averages, but the baseline of that unique individual and what they've gone through. And that also allows us to go to our health risk management platform, which has allowed us to create an aggregate risk score of 1 to 100, allowing teams and leagues to set a threshold of when someone should get alerts. And what's really great about it is allows specific information to go to them when they get an alert, like stop by and see the team trainer, call the team trainer immediately before you go to practice today, and dealing with those. And then we've seen these tools used in professional sports. The Seattle Mariners are a great example of people who've adopted the Oura Ring and how they've chosen to use it. And one of my favorite quotes is from Kyle Torgensen. Any position in baseball, we feel the grind of the travel schedule and playing games nearly every day. And as an athletic trainer, having a clear mind keeps me on top of my game through the season. The Oura Ring helps guide me to optimize my sleep and minimize the brain fog that can easily creep in during the season. Isn't that so true about the grind of the season, the travel of professional sports? It reminds me, of being a parent of 3, which I overestimated my abilities. But being a parent, we're all great parents until we're exhausted, until we're tired. And it's the same thing in any endeavor of human performance. We're all great at it until we have the added additions of stress. And that stress can come in a lot of ways, which includes, lockouts, things like that, living in a fishbowl of live television, and all that can mean in terms of your performance. I'd like to share a couple videos with you that I think can tell the story a little bit better than I can. Let's see here, as I drive in real time. All right, this is a great video from someone in football that I think you'll like.
Not getting any sound, John.
Yeah, you guys had warned me about that.
Probably because you're going through your AirPods. You might have to change the audio settings to use the internal speakers if you want sound to come through a video you're playing.
Let's see. Thank you for that. You hear it now?
Yep.
Have you ever met your sleep? Do you know your aura?
What's up, Bo? Big week. How'd you sleep, bro?
I slept good. Yeah, good. I'm sorry to say, my guy, but that sleep was not that good. You woke up 10 times. Your rim was on the low. I guess you really needed that espresso after dinner, huh? It's okay. We'll get even.
Oh, come on. I need your attention here. Nancy, can we get a cup of coffee, please? Good. Okay, listen up. I got something. I'm thinking total rebrand, right?
This man is taking all
hear me out.
day.
Cuban links, linguine. Now listen, price is what you pay, but value is what you get. It's a $50 billion industry.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the one, but I gotta make moves.
Well, hold on, I'm not finished. Oh, I haven't even got to the sauce yet.
Let's go.
Nancy, never mind with the coffee.
It's only the 3rd floor. Let's get some steps in. Guess I'm taking the stairs. There he is! That's my boy! Oh! I got him. Let's go. Game time. No, 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 no! I love you, man. Enjoy that moment, bro. Showtime, baby.
So I think what you guys just saw is you saw a great example of what many of you told me that you really like about Oura Ring. That when the player leaves the stadium and they're not with you to get coaching and guidance on every situation, or it may be a time of the year that the CBA doesn't allow that, they have the Oura Ring where they can track the metrics, they can see the data, they can get the insights and nudges that make a huge difference for them. And really, it's that cup of awareness that Oura gives you every day that creates the motivation for people to want to make a difference and want to be at the best that they can. You know, human beings are this complex, holistic system, and we're all different. And I think part of the allure of professional sports is the question of human performance. will this player show up and perform this well up to their ability on this day? And I think, one of the reasons Aura started, it started for all people, and it started because this human body is a bit of a black box. We don't necessarily understand if we've recovered or not recovered. There's so many different variables that go on inside, but we think this is a simple tool. I think one of the reviewers said this week that the perfect wearable is the one that you don't notice. And I think that is just a great example of people put it on, but then they have the stickiness of that everyday interaction that makes a difference. I'd invite all of you to reach out to me. Love to talk to you. Love to see how Aura could create solutions that help with you and your team. I wish you the best in the season ahead. And I really appreciate everything you're doing here today. And we're so thrilled that Josh Hagan can be with you later. Matt Krause and everybody on the team, thank you so much for today.
No, John, thank you. That was awesome. Hey, I just want to say, listen, I mean, definitely a great product. I've been to a few different other, conferences where people are actually talking about your product. It's getting a lot of airtime, let's just say. For someone like myself, I'm not a big, say, jewelry wearer and stuff like that, but I don't mind wearing a ring. It's something small. It's easy. It's not cumbersome by any means. I don't have a watch or anklet or necklace or any other type of thing like that. So for me, it's just it's something easy to gravitate to get all the information that I need to make good adjustments. So I appreciate it, and we appreciate everything you're doing. I'm looking forward to the presentation later on today, and thank you very much for being a part of this.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Right. All right, so next up we have Jude from Energy Ice.
Good
Known
morning.
Jude a long time. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning, everyone.
Should have put on my Nike Spark shirt when I introduced you today.
That would probably make me really happy.
Gonna pull that one out of the closet for you. All right, next up, so here we have Jude from Energy Ice. Take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. This is our 6th year with this trade show, where we're always thrilled at the opportunity to positively affect hydration as it relates to the Major League Baseball and its players. A little bit about the product. I'm going to share my screen, take you through a little bit about myself and the product, and hopefully if anybody has any questions, we'll be more than happy to go through those questions. Let's see if I could do that. Let's see. Beautiful. Okay. Everybody can see it. Everybody can see my screen?
No, not yet.
Yes?
No.
Ah, there we go. How about now?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Just a little bit about myself. My name is Jude Mancione. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Energize. We always welcome the opportunity to present. This is usually pretty special to me because my background is in strength and conditioning. I've trained thousands of athletes, including about 40 first-round draft choices and professional athletes at every major sport, and 30 some odd Olympians. So this is always fun to, unfortunately, we're not in the same room. I always like the opportunity to meet and speak to all the trainers. This is one of the rare occurrences where my interactions at trade shows is with people who have similar backgrounds and enjoy developing athletes at the same level that I do. That being the case, I'd like to talk a little bit about Energize. It's a vitamin infused frozen hydration pop. We've I think we have 15 Major League Baseball teams that presently use our product. It is in an isotonic form. Play a little video for you. Hopefully it plays.
Energize provides
There you go.
vitamin-infused frozen hydration ice bars that provide fast, complete hydration for optimal health and performance. Used by world champion medalists, Olympic coaches, Nike Elite Top 50 trainers, Spartan racers, professional athletes, and fitness forward families everywhere. Join our performance team for free, whether you want to be on the podium or just want to get the most out of your walks or bike rides. Ice the competition with Energize.
As that commercial alluded to, we're the official product of the Spartan races. We're at every major league sport, whether it's baseball, NFL. We have about a dozen NFL teams, as well as Olympians in multiple countries and national teams. The great advantage to our product is it maintains the sodium levels in the blood. It enhances the thermoregulatory function. It prevents dehydration. It's 2 ounces in isotonic. So to give you a comparative analysis, it goes directly into your system. It doesn't go into your stomach and breaks down. Its pH level is equal to your sweat and tears. So as you take it, you're hydrated. Other products need to go into, as it goes into your stomach, needs to break down before it goes to the muscle. We use water-soluble vitamin B, which provides instant energy. It increases the rate of intestinal absorption of sodium and water. We speeds the recovery. Obviously, because it's frozen, it cools the core. It increases the plasma volume, reducing the exhaustion and reducing the chance of heat exhaustion and stroke. That maintains the alertness of the athlete and increases the production of the glycogen stores. As many of you know, the effects of hydration, it's a risk factor for heat exhaustion and heat stroke, the decline in neuromuscular reaction, low energy, loss of skin elasticity, strain on the cardiovascular system, speeds the exhaustion process, reduces the exercise performance, increases the perception of exertion, and reduces the mental performance and alertness of the athlete. And really, coupled with the sodium loss, dehydration obviously leads to muscular cramps. So for the athletes that you have, where we want to see performances like this. This is we sponsor what we call the World Chase Tag Championship. So we want to see people who are so excited about, so hydrated, and they can do stuff that they normally would not be able to do. Hopefully nobody jumps over any walls or anything like that. So
Dude, that's actually pretty cool.
yeah, this is actually our first year with the World Chase Tag. So we've been in 11 countries with that product now, and we're pretty excited about it. We think that athletes where the demands on their body is extreme need hydration that is accelerated, that where 2 ounces in frozen, you don't need to take 13 to 16 ounces. It's the equivalent of 13 ounces in an isotonic form, and so it makes it a no-brainer for the athlete to be able to take in the supplementation, and we're pretty confident that it leads to extraordinary performance. Many of you, two things to remember for us: if you're if with every order that we get from this convention, you'll get a branded freezer shipped directly to whatever area you need to get it sent. It is it is only available to the strength coaches in Major League Baseball. We don't do this for anybody else, and this is actually the first year that we're doing.
So this is so the people on this call, you're saying that they would get with their first order, they get
a branded freezer. It makes it easier for you to put it in a dugout. Makes it easier for you to put it in an area. I know for a lot of these strength coaches, the issue is always, in the middle of spring training, having to drive to Wawa to get ice pop. We want it right there available, and we want it at a healthy level where.
All right. Well, I'll make sure we get the information out. I appreciate it. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool offer, and I'll make sure that we get that out to everybody else. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Okay. Next up, we have Alan Murphy from Jakku. Bring Alan on.
How's everyone doing?
Hi, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Morning.
Hi.
It is bright and early over here. We're on the West Coast, so we're clocking in at 7:24 in the morning on a Saturday. So we're definitely excited to be able to present in front of the panel and trying to talk about Jakku. I'm going to share my screen right now just to kind of give you this brief overview of Jakku. Can everyone see my screen okay?
Yep.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect. So everyone asks, what is Jakku? We're started in 2012. We do a lot of different things from sports performance with the recovery side, analytical side with our Jakku Speed. So we have a wide variety of products that really help in our design to help athletes get faster and recover quicker. So to kind of just start with our Muscle Blaster collection, we do offer 3 different models, our V2, our Chrome, and our Mini. All of our units are extremely powerful, but also extremely quiet. We do have some patent pending attachments with our units that make them really unique from a hot and cold standpoint, where you can actually heat up the attachment or cool it down to give that contrast type therapy for the athlete, as well as the Chrome attachments for any lotions, oils, those icy hots that athletes need to kind of get their muscles going at some point in time if they're dealing with injury. So that's some part of our brand. We have our Mini. That one actually got ranked a top 10 wellness product of the year. So that one's been super popular among all of our MLB teams that currently use our product, as well as on our NFL side as well. And then we have our Jakku Speed, and this is what a lot of our strength coaches really love. So what the Jakku Speed is our patented technology. It's a wearable laser gate system that's designed to help an athlete or coach get their laser accurate times wherever and whenever. So we've tested this system with Zybeck Brauer Fusion laser gate systems, and it's 100% accurate. For all the coaches that need this stuff, you don't need to have a huge suitcase of equipment that you're lugging around. You don't have to set up any gates. It's literally just the phone and the wearable, and they can track anywhere. So kind of how this works is there's a couple different phases, this setup. So the user would select a test from speed, agility, or even a build-a-drill feature, which is really unique, and we'll get into that a little bit later. From there, on the top right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that you can select a distance. This is just a linear screen, so you can have the agility side as well, but you select that distance and then select your start type. We have movement start type, it's just whenever that athlete first takes off, it actually gives that true laser-to-laser accuracy. Or on the audible side, it's more like that track start. So 3 beeps, basically like a gun going off, and then the athletes react off that 3rd beep, which provides the reaction time for the athlete. Now, what a lot of our baseball teams like is to get really creative with this technology, whether it's audible or movement. A lot of the times our teams will do audible, where the athletes or the batter is in the box. He'll swing off that 3rd beep, drop the bat, run to first base. So now you can see the reaction time from that 3rd beep, and then the acceleration to get to first base or whatever that destination is for that athlete. And then just to kind of see the Jakku Speed in action, I'm just going to show you this quick video of it getting compared to the Zybec, I believe it's the Zybec LaserGate system. This is our CEO, John Wells. He's just talking about it a little bit in a sense, but the video is more designed to just show you. So the athlete presses the button, he takes off, and as he runs through, you will see that the time gets displayed on the phone right there, super instantaneous. So we see a 4.89 reading on the JAWCU with a 4.9 reading on the Fusion LaserGate system. So it's a very quick, easy thing to set up. Like I said, it doesn't take a huge suitcase of equipment. And then you also get your times displayed. So when the athlete runs their personal best, you get a new record, which I thought was always pretty cool. People are always trying to remember what their best times were. And if you do any type of agility drills or split drills, it does provide those different split times. So you can really see whether it's the athlete's reaction going left or going right. You can kind of look at the body analytics, say this athlete's really fast going to the left, but not as fast going to the right. So those are kind of some of the cool breakdowns that you could do with it, as well as all your data is saved on the app. And you could track, gives you a nice little graph of all those times that you've recorded with the JAWCU. And then the other cool thing that a lot of people are interested in, a lot of the coaches that use the JAWCU Speed currently are excited about, is we have future updates coming to the JAWCU Speed. So in vertical jump is coming in early 2022. Our estimated launch on that is in March. So now athletes and coaches can get vertical jump height similar to like a vert tech. But we take the sensor from the wrist, put it on the foot, and now we can track all of those vertical jump metrics. We have our coaches version that's coming in late 2022. So this is going to help you guys be able to export some data, create those certain goals for the athletes and basically give you like an athlete portal. So if you do the strength and conditioning side from the MLB all the way down to your AA teams, you can kind of manage your whole prospects and kind of see where they're tracking. Powerlifting is also another addition that's coming in late 2022. So bar speed, bar velocity, bar metrics, rep count. It's a bar clip that would essentially go on the weight rack. And then when your athletes are doing your test, it's giving that output, for those metrics that the athletes are providing.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop recording and come back here, but I kind of wanted to make it very quick to see if there's any questions. If you guys wanted to see kind of a demo on the screen.
I have one quick question. Has the software been updated where you can have multiple athletes run a drill at the same time? And then that'll be the
great
question we'll be able to get to.
Yes. So great question. There's actually a couple different ways that coaches will handle that situation. So what people really don't understand about the JAWCU Speed, just to make it really clear, is that the JAWCU Speed, this camera is looking for the torso of the athlete. It's not actually looking for the sensor. The sensor is more of a start gauge for the athlete, so it knows that true takeoff time. So when the athletes run by, it's analyzing the torso. So if you did have like 3 or 4 athletes run at the same time, it's going to track that first person just like you would on a LaserGate system. But we do have this technology similar to those LaserGate systems where you can actually do a hand start to laser finish. So the coach or whoever's out there training with the athlete can start the sensor for the athlete, and when they run by, produces the time right then and there. You can hit save or discard depending on how the test is, and then move on right to the next athlete. So you can kind of go through these systems very quickly in order to process these athletes. Right now, we are the official combine timing technology for USA Football. We just did a huge conference for their high school athletes bound in March at the Star. We got through about 350 athletes in less than an hour and a half, doing the 5-10-5, the 3-cone drill, 40-yard dash. And then we did some of our demo on the vert there. So we had a couple different stations that we were doing in order to provide that technology.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I love the way it's simple, easy to travel. Even the players can use it. The coaches can use it. Everyone can share the information.
Yeah. And similar to Energize, we do offer discounts on all of our products to the strength and conditioning coach in the MLB community. So if anybody's interested, I can definitely reach out to you guys. And if you guys want to set up a Zoom call to learn further more and to kind of see a quick demo on how everything works, I'll be more than happy to do that.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Matthew.
Okay. So next up, I'm going to do a little intro for Paul Basso from 2XRS. That's the it's a vest, and he also has the sandbags. He's had a family emergency, so I'm going to step in. He did a pre-recording for us. We're going to play this for him, and I know our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family.
You see my screen, Matt?
Yes.
Good.
Hey everyone, I'm Paul Basso, founder and CEO of 2XSR. One complete training system that replaces a sandbag, 4 dumbbells, 4 kettlebells, a sled, weighted vest, and a duffel bag. Each sand filler can fold in half, really convenient if you want to simply put it in your pocket. You never have to worry about sand spilling all over the gym. Military grade Velcro, it's clearly a struggle to open. Pull it up, close, fold, and get to work. You can use a sandbag as a sling bag, equipped with 12 handles with 2 rivets on each handle. Adjustable straps to tighten or loosen the weight. Rear surface to use as a sled. There's 3 straps to hold each sand filler in place. So when you want to work on compound workouts such as overhead squats, or when you're using the sled, the sand fillers don't shift around. If you want to hit some core stability, simply let the sand fillers loose, let them shift around. The weighted vest is an upgrade from last year's harness. It's equipped with 12 compartments, removable hydration packs, bottom compartments to put in metal plates. The vest comes with 4 bunches. Simply fill it up with 10. Place them back in. If you want to stack up even more, throw in a 5 or 10 pound plate on each compartment. Have someone a little smaller, simply attach on the hook, so the smaller molly attachments. Someone a little bigger, put them on to the far molly. Really easy to take off. hydration in one short sentence. One patented training system for efficient workout in a short amount of time. Thanks for watching.
All right, I will make sure that I get all the information out for Paul and the vest. The vest's great. You can use it in the weight room, attaches to any of the pieces of equipment as far as any of your pulley systems, Kaiser pieces. You can bring it out to the beach, bring it out into your yard. You can bring it out to a park, filled with the sandbags, easy to bring anywhere. And like I said, I'll get Paul's information out. He couldn't be here today. I know he loves being part of this program, loves being part of the PBSCCS. He does travel all over. He does videos everywhere. The guy's got a ton of energy. Love the guy. So we'll make sure that we get his information out, and our prayers are with him and his family. Okay. Next up, we have Barbara from Resync. She's been with us before, virtually and in person, and she's here again. And take it away.
Hi, Matthew. Thank you so much for having me. Let me just shift into our presentation. Give me a second. Fantastic. Matthew, first and foremost, I'm really grateful to be here today with you guys and to present you with some fundamental, I would say, and exciting data on Resync. I think we would all agree that athletes' performance and consistency is as good as their recovery. I would like to mention a few words and quickly give you some background on me and why I created Resync. As a structural balance and flexibility coach, I truly wanted to mimic nutritionally what I was doing for athletes physically, which was simply supporting their oxygenation and blood flow while focusing on their structural balance. I wanted to enhance the recovery, not just post-game and practice, but also post-travel time, which we all know can be pretty exhausting. And oxygenation and blood flow are critical, not just, of course, for recovery, but also sleep, brain function, and energy. So I hired some of the best researchers across the world. I traveled to Geneva and Oxford, UK, specifically where I met the Nobel Prize winners for nitric oxide. And I hired the first researcher who did actually studies on beats and heart health. And the scientists shared with me back in a day that beats are inconsistent in nature. And because of that, it's impossible to standardize them to any nitrate level naturally. This graph that I'm sharing with you was presented to me in 2018 by Professor Andrew Cogan, who conducted actually the study on 24 beet-related products. It shows you how much more plant-based nitrates there is in Resync than based beet products. And after our UK tests on our proprietary blend, I also ran a study in US to verify that Resync actually products will impact both genders. And then in early 2020, we ran a cardiovascular study in Canada in Heart Clinic. Unfortunately, we didn't finish the entire study due to COVID restrictions that were put in place. But even with several weeks, we did achieve clinical relevance data for cardiovascular function. And statistically significant differences were observed and arterial stiffness went down, which of course made me very happy. So every single Resync product is based on our proprietary plant-based nitric oxide blend made of red spinach, beets, and aronia berry. But each of those products that you are guys looking at targets different challenges athletes face. So let's go into our first actually product, our #1 product that was created in 2017 while I was still traveling with the Baltimore Ravens. It became #1 plant-based target nitric oxide recovery blend with professional leagues. And actually MLB was the first league I impacted. Today, we know that Resync recovery is taken by pros as an endurance, not just recovery product. And personally, I was told by many professional athletes who use different apps, not I would say limited to Whoop, but including Whoop, that it helps their sleeping patterns. And I'm happy to share that few World Cups were won with Resync recovery. Then in 2017, I was participating in a fascia scientific event at the University of Ulm in Germany, where I would say fascinating and really relevant research on collagen and fascia was released. It was no brainer back then to me to create collagen with our proprietary nitric oxide blend, which is the only collagen on the market which provides you with a circulation and joint support. We know from science, collagen needs more than vitamin C to support connective tissue health, which is, as we know, everything underneath the skin, your fascia, collagen, your fascia, tendons, ligaments, muscles, cartilage, and bones. That is why recent collagen contains additional ingredients like glucosamine, Boswellia serrata, vitamin C, and copper to support collagen production, and of course, to keep every layer of our body strong and healthy. I like to say as a coach, pliable as well. I also understand taste is important, and that's why we worked very hard to make sure recent collagen blend is delicious, and it doesn't include sugar, which I like to say to athletes is the biggest insult to our connective tissue system and gut health as well. And it also needs to dissolve smoothly, and recent collagen does in hot and cold water. And maybe just quickly for those who are actually interested in learning more on how to support the recovery from any injury and promote connective tissue health with nutrition, myself and my scientific team, we invite you to our online courses on connective tissue health, where we address everything from the deepest layer, heart skeleton, to the most superficial one, skin. I truly believe strength coaches, registered dietitian, functional medicine doctors, and athletes themselves would be interested in that scientific information. And as a performance coach, not just CEO, I feel it is my really mission to share quality data that can impact our health and performance. So lastly, I would like to share a few words about our newest product, a nutritional beverage, which came out during the COVID, and it's slightly different from our supplements. I wanted to impact three different systems. So the beverage provides you with additional 7 grams of prebiotic and plant-based fiber from beta-glucan, super heart healthy, and inulin, and then 5 doses of vitamin C, also vitamin B6, B12, D3 that we know is so essential, and our proprietary nitric oxide blend. So I want to quickly just thank you all for being here, for your time. And quickly, I want to present you with a special code that is available until end of January 31st. And I hope you will take advantage of it. Please reach out to our team with any questions or email Brianna directly or me. Brianna will be happy to assist you with any orders and any questions you may have. And I look forward to serving you guys. And one more, thank you for your time. Stay healthy, safe, and happy holidays to everyone.
Barbara, thank you. Listen, get me the offer in the email, and I will make sure it gets out to everybody that's on this event today. Okay.
Fantastic. Yes, I will make sure that you have that, Matt.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
All right. We got John Kruger from Power Plate. He's up next. Looks like he's ready to go. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Man, it's been a long time. It's my 5th year here, and saved 2020. So I'm excited to be in front of all of you. Coming from my home gym, sitting on my power plate. We got a lot of fun power plate stuff here. Anyway, got a lot of ground to cover, so here we go. The screen just messed up. So I want to cover 3 things. 1, how I got the power plate. 2, most professional teams in the US, around the world, use power plate in their training centers. So I want to cover how what it does and how you can best take advantage of it if you're not familiar for some reason with power plate. And then I'll try and get to some efficiencies and questions if we have some time. So in the power plate, like most folks on power plate, with the gift of injury. If you don't know me, I've been a runner for the past 30 years. For the past 20 years, I've been doing marathons and triathlons. I hated running. I started as a trainer at 18, just wanting to get big, but I joined the Army. The Army had other plans for me. But still a big guy. I've got a 3:06 marathon at 195 pounds lean. So that's a 7:06 mile for 26 miles. The difference for me, though, is when off the finish line, I'm still ready to fight. And I blame the Army for that as well. But 3:06, that's ridiculous for anyone, certainly at 195. It's amazing. And so I'm not bragging. What Yogi Berra said, if you can do it, you ain't bragging. So here I am. And before I get too high on my horse, I'm married to a D1 athlete. And she puts myself in my place with her hand-eye coordination is ridiculous. So she will kick my ass at most anything. But still, training 75 to 100 miles a week takes its toll. Power plate has been an absolute game changer for me, and I am all in on what this machine does. I turned 50. I still press 1.5 times my body weight. I squat, deadlift twice my body weight. I'm still fighting to break a 3-hour marathon, and I'm trying to build a physique that's going to make Greek statues weep. I'll do it. I've been training and competing my entire life, and this machine has been the fountain of youth for movement. And the point of me telling you this is I am all in on what this machine does. Those that strive for mediocrity will never be disappointed. And at the end of the day, I'm going to win. So let's get into it. What does Power Plate do, and how can you better use it for your facility? So Power Plate is a physical medium that promotes movement. I'm a big believer that movement is medicine. If movement is medicine, if exercise is a drug, Power Plate is a performance enhancing drug. Power stimulates your natural reflexes, it lights up your proprioceptive balance system, turns on more muscles. When I have more muscles doing more things, I'm getting a whole lot of my workout. In 30 seconds, at 30 hertz on this machine, I'm getting 900 potential muscle actions. So more muscles doing more things, and that's going to turn on a couple of key systems in the body: neurological, musculoskeletal, and your circulatory system. I like it in more simpler terms: your software, your hardware, and your highways. Your software, your nervous system. Think of your nervous system as your operating system. Your computer is only going to run as efficiently as its software. When that's running right, then we look to all the moving parts, your musculoskeletal system, the hardware. That's the stuff that's going to allow the software to run correctly. And then when all that's going well, software, hardware, then we have our highways, our circulatory system that's going to bring oxygen to our muscles, and it's going to remove toxins from our body. So for the past 20 years, I know through research, through anecdotal evidence, this machine absolutely affects neurological, musculoskeletal, circulatory. And how we use that in our warm-up, during our training, and for recovery, that's where we're getting the juice out of this machine. You look at the software, you're improving, motor control, motor learning, decreasing pain. Your hardware, you're getting strength, power, flexibility, metabolic demand, attenuating fatigue. And your highways, you get blood flow that stimulating your lymphatic draining system. So I'm getting oxygen to my body, and then I'm removing waste. There's no product that can do more in your gym than this machine. Now, I'm still a strength, ESD. It's all part of the program. This is just going to make everything that we do better. And on top of that, we have some additional, our targeted products, our minigun, our larger percussion gun, our roller, our dual sphere. And then I also like to add blood flow restriction on here to create more efficiency depending on what I'm doing, where I'm at, and at my program. And so I'll open up the questions if anyone has any questions for me.
No, but I love it. Hey, you're an inspiration to me. I'm 48. Can't wait to be 50. You're making it sound simple.
Let's go.
It sounds simple. Hey, can you just roll through some of the other stuff real quick? You flip them up and you put them down, and I didn't even get a chance to see them. So I'm not saying you got about 30 seconds. So why don't you just let everyone see it real quick?
We have our mini massager. We have more heavy duty massager, vibrating roller, vibrating peanut. I have deals for you guys from the show, but these are 99 MSRP, 99 MSRP. This is 249 MSRP. This is 179 MSRP. We have our collection of plates sitting on a Pro 5 here, which most facilities have. We have a smaller unit, which is our Move, which you can bring on the road with you, stick in the dugout, which a lot of teams can get up for travel, for their spring training facilities. So both great machines, all great machines, depending on what you want to do.
So if you can put that on a sheet, I'll get it out to everyone as far as the discounts, or at least the pricing for all the additional stuff. Obviously, a lot of people are familiar with the Power Plate. You have some of the newer things. And then the question I'll have is there any one of those new pieces that have the same charging piece, or they all have different chargers?
They all run through US. They're all USB-C chargers. The only
All right, so they're all on USB. Okay.
All USB, and then they all come with. This one comes with international outlets. So no matter where I'm at in the world, I can plug it in anywhere I'm at in the world. And then these just have a smaller USB to USB-C connections that you can stick into your.
All right, that makes it a lot simpler because guys are going to be traveling. If they have all this stuff, they're not going to want to bring 10 different chargers with them. I know that. But
sure.
if you can charge it through the USB, that makes it a lot simpler. Hey, listen, I appreciate it, John.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Next up, we have Chris Olmsted from Fairlife or Core Power. I do have a question for you at the end about a Fairlife product, but I'm gonna let you get going.
Okay, thanks, Matthew. I'll share my screen just to give a brief overview of our portfolio of brands, and we'll go through it pretty quickly. If you guys have any questions at the end, feel free to let me know. So first of all, we're thankful to be a partner with you guys and be back here for our 4th or 5th year. And I am excited to do this virtually, but I am even more excited to see you guys in person at some point, hopefully soon, maybe in the spring. So giving you guys a brief overview of our portfolio of brands and what we have to offer. We have Core Power, which is our high protein milkshake. This supports post-workout recovery with 26 grams of protein. We have our staple brand, Fairlife, which is our 52-ounce bottle. You will find most of this in the grocery store, in your local market as well. And then what's new this year is our Fairlife 14-ounce product. So this has changed from our Fairlife Yup to just our Fairlife 14-ounce. It will have 23 grams of protein in it, and I will go through that in a little bit more detail. Core Power, first of all, is trusted by elite partners in many different aspects. We are the official protein drink of Team USA and the Olympic Training Centers, the official protein drink of the Olympic Games, men and women's FIFA World Cup. We are also the official protein drink of Final Four for both men and women's fall football, and a proud partner with all 90 NCAA championships. In addition, we are a partner with the Collegiate and Pro Sports Dietitian Association. We've been a great partner with them over the last 5 years as well. But not only this, we're also used by hundreds of professional and collegiate programs, including a lot of the MLB teams. So that's just kind of setting up Core Power. So what is Core Power? It's a high protein milkshake with 26 grams of protein designed for post-workout recovery. It contains all 9 essential amino acids. All Fairlife products are lactose and gluten-free, which make it a great option for all athletes. One key call out with Core Power and our brands is we do not add any protein powders or concentrates. So specifically, this does not give it a chalky aftertaste that you find in many post-recovery workout drinks. It gives it that great taste. And all of our single-serve products are also shelf-stable. So it has a 9 to 12 month shelf life. You can have it on the go. You can put it in your bag. It does not need to be refrigerated. It is a huge advantage when it comes to post-workout recovery. From our ultra-filtered milk line, we have 2 packaging options this year. The one that you guys are probably most familiar with is our 52-ounce, which you will find in grocery stores and major retailers nationwide. It has 50% more protein, 50% less sugar compared to regular milk. That's 13 grams of high quality protein per serving, 30% more calcium. It's available in 5 different varieties: fat-free, 1%, 2%, whole, and chocolate milk. But what's new this year is we are switching. We used to carry a line called Fairlife Yup, which was our single serve flavored milk option. We are now adjusting everything under the Fairlife name. So this will be a Fairlife 14-ounce. It will be a single serve option, so it is shelf stable, similar to Core Power, but it has the exact same nutritionals of what you will find in the 52-ounce bottle. With the 14-ounce size, it will have 23 grams of protein. In the bottle, have 50% less sugar than regular milk. That's flavored milk options that are out there. 30% more calcium, and it will be in varieties of 2% white, chocolate, strawberry, and our newest one, cookies and cream. So that's really it on our 3 portfolio brands that we wanted to share with you today. We're thankful to be a partner. Please do reach out. I know many of you talk to Greg Gerba or myself when it comes to getting product with your teams. So feel free to reach out to us. We can talk individually about how to get product, pricing, and distribution, etc.
So Chris, one thing I want to ask you, I love the 3 products here, but I can honestly say I'm here in Tampa, Florida. I'm walking through my grocery store the other day and I saw Fairlife ice cream for the first time. So is there any kind of increased protein and are you going into a different product in that respect? You got the holidays coming up. I know some people are gonna be off their eating schedule a little bit, but tell me a little bit about that product.
We do. We have our Fairlife ice cream, and that's new within the last really year and a half. It's taken off a little bit. It is only available with select retailers, so it's a little bit harder from a distribution standpoint to find. However, Fairlife ice cream is designed to compete in that healthier space for ice cream. So we are a nutritional company who's kind of designed on a little bit higher protein, a little bit lower sugar. From a protein standpoint, the Fairlife ice cream is not really designed to be packed with protein. It's more designed sugar and lactose-free option. So, you know, a lot of competitors such as Halo Top and some other healthier brands that are out there, that's kind of the same space that we're competing in, but it's really good. It's really tasty. It's a great option. It comes in the pint size as of right now. We do have 5 different flavors on the market. And so I would say, please do reach out to me individually. I can answer any additional questions about it, whether it's in your market and if that's something that makes sense for your athletes as well.
All right, awesome. With the holidays coming up, you might as well throw it in there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely. I love it. Thanks,
good
man.
stuff. We'll get that out to everybody. All right, next up, we have Shauna. She's not a new face, been around forever. Thank you very much for all your support over the years. And we have Play Flooring.
Hi, thank you. Good morning, everyone. As Alan said earlier, it's a little early here on the West Coast. I just wanted to kind of hop on here and say thank you to everyone who supported us through the year. We really, really appreciate it. We've been fortunate enough to work with many of the clubs, so we appreciate all of you. If you don't know who Play is, we are a flooring solutions company. So it's a little hard to do in a virtual presentation to show you what we do, but we do indoor and outdoor solutions. Our goal is to create unique spaces just like the one behind me. So if you have a space and you need to create a functional training space or another weight room, reach out to us, let us know. We'll see what we can do for you. You know, we have some great designers behind us and we definitely can create that unique space that you're looking for. So that's kind of the goal of Play. And I want to say, again, a huge shout out. We've had the honor of working with so many of you this year, and we really appreciate it. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to shauna.healy@play.us, apologies. And I'm sure Matt will forward you my email. And lastly, since this is the end of the year, we have huge announcements coming in 2022 in January. So I'm just asking everyone, pay attention to our social media feed just to see those new announcements that Play has coming. So again, thank you and appreciate all of you.
Okay, thank you, Shauna. Let me check real quick. We don't have any questions in there right now, but I appreciate it, and I'll get all your information out to everybody. And I'm looking forward to the big news come the new year.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, awesome. We got Joel from Rogers.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Joel Brown. I'm with Rogers Athletic. We manufacture and distribute the Pendulum Strength brand for strength coaches and gyms across the country. A little bit about myself. I am a former Division I strength coach. I moved to Florida from New York about 5 years ago to work for Rogers Athletic and really enjoying myself and having a good time interacting with coaches and building unique spaces for all sports training. The company itself is in Michigan. All of our steel is American bought. All of our products are American made in Michigan. And without further ado, I thought that a good style for this format today would just maybe go through a few of our phases for our rendering process, and then show you guys a few installs that some will coordinate with those renderings. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh, can't get rid of this thing. I have a toolbar on top of my screen where I'm trying to share. Let me see. My apologies. I have this toolbar for Zoom sitting here that I'm trying to move. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Sorry for that delay. Is everybody looking at my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So the first phase of our process, and this will give you guys a chance to see some of the machines. We are a machine and rack company. That's what we manufacture. This first little layout will give you an idea of some of the machines that we offer, as well as the color schemes and different things that we can do with these machines. This is our hip press, a very popular piece that we have. It's one version of a leg press that we have. I'm just going to keep moving since we're on a little bit of restricted time. This is a plate loaded pull down. This is our plate loaded leg curl. And as we move on, this is our shoulder incline. This piece can be adjusted to be a shoulder piece or a chest piece. It's really nice through a series of adjustments. You can hit different angles, like I said, as either a chest press or a shoulder press. This is our neck machine. This was the first thing I used as a strength coach from Pendulum. Beautiful piece, very popular around the country. And a pit shark, we manufacture pit shark no matter who you order it from. We also do a really nice job of custom plates here. You can see this plate, which is customized. Usually that comes with a pit shark logo. We have the capabilities of doing that with your team logo. And this is a steel cut laser process where these plates are actually steel plates that are color painted and stacked. So depending on the logo, you could have several plates or just a couple plates on that logo there. Moving on, that's our leg extension, glute ham, and you can see where you can have some good coloring options on some of these machines. Our power stack, we have a couple versions of this. This is our high-low pull down. And then this is a very popular piece. This is our standing squat piece. You can see these load horns here on the sides. This is for a quad dominant anterior load. This would be for a posterior load. This would be to simulate a barbell back squat. You could also load up 1, 2, or all of these horns to get a just a miserable experience. As a strength coach, I say that with affection. Moving on, we can get into some rack renders for a space and just kind of put this together. And this would all be in a process of moving toward a full room render. This would be a full room render. So once we get through the process and get all the colors right, we can produce this full room render, give you a realistic look at your space. Show you another one of these guys. And just to show you how crazy we can get with color schemes and some of the things that we can do in your facility. This is a half rack with elevated bumper storage. It gives you room to store things underneath, bumper plates, grip plates, a lot of storage on this rack. All of our racks will give you some good storage for chains, bands, bars of all different kinds, bumpers and grip plates. And moving on, that was the original render for Arkansas baseball. I'll show you some of the pictures from our installs live. These are live pictures from installs. This is at Arkansas baseball. There's also a picture here. This is kind of during the install, so you can kind of see how things go during the install. And then we have Texas A&M. This is a large room. Depending on the size of your space, I know some of you guys may have some smaller spaces that can be a little challenging, but we can get real creative with any size space. talk to you about your philosophy, and provide you with the products that you need in your space. Let's go through here a little bit. That is Monmouth. Here we're at Navy. Sorry, I'm going fast. I know I'm running out of time. More Navy. This is
Oh, Joel, you're good. Hey, so not speed up or slow down, but just you're on time. So.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, man.
Yeah, do your thing.
All right, so we are here in the Michigan football weight room. There's a lot of customization on these pieces, so I wanted to make sure I included this to show you customization. They have blown out the center of their racks here to give them more space. We have 2 sets of weight trees where there would normally only be 1. So we manufacture all products to order. If you guys have, as coaches, have something different in mind that is going to work in your room, we can do it. We'll listen to your ideas, work with our R&D department, and produce a rack or whatever the product is that really fits with your philosophy and how you're going to work with your athletes. This is just a different picture of this. We do some really nice things with these super bridges. They're aesthetic on one point, but they also are functional. You can do several things. You can do suspension training for many of these bars, dead hangs, pull-ups. What Michigan uses these for, these bars, you can see they come across. They go up into this super bridge. So kind of like an American Ninja Warrior style monkey bars. So there's a lot of things that can happen with the function on these things too. This is a nice look of the whole space of the Olympic weight room at the University of Michigan. This is all pendulum product. You can see machines here along the wall. Some nice things that we did with their rack spaces. Dumbbells in the middle to eliminate the need for a specific dumbbell space in this room. So again, this is just things that come up in conversations with philosophies on designing a room. You can see the various things that we can do with colors. Again, matching your team colors if one of our standard colors does not work for you. And here we are at Notre Dame, and this is going to be my final. This is right after install, so you see the room looks really clean, not a lot of equipment in here at this time. Right after install where everything's cleaned up. And then in closing, the last thing that I wanted to share with you is my contact information. So I would love to hear from all of you, but definitely some of you, if you have any ideas or you would like to see what Rogers Athletic Pendulum Strength can do for your weight room space and how to effectively get your athletes and keep them on the field. And if there's any questions, I can take those right now.
All right, yeah, Joel, we have one in there. It says, what is the turnaround on racks and machines during this day and age when turnaround are long and manufactured products?
Okay, perfect. So as I mentioned, all of our steel is American bought in the Midwest. We did a really good job all year of buying steel, and our lead time on steel was about 8 weeks all year long. The only thing that we ran up into a hiccup with was foam. Foam was a little challenging this year. So on several occasions, we had product ready to go, just waiting for foam so that we could put the pads on the machines. But other than that, our lead time is regularly 8 weeks on standard products and 12 weeks on custom products.
All right.
Any
awesome. Not right now, but I'll make sure I get your contact. We get all the contact information out to everybody, and that looks awesome.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate the time. It was challenging to try to figure out what to put together for 6 minutes. So I hope that I at least kind of got your minds working in a way where if you need something, you'd be interested in finding out what Pendulum Strength can do for your room.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, everyone.
As he unshares, we have Kabuki up next. So we'll have Rusty. He's going to, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Just making sure we can hear you.
Hey, no problem. Hey, I'm Rusty from Kabuki Strength. I'd like to, first of all, thank the professional baseball strength coaches for allowing us to be here. I'd like to talk a little bit about Kabuki Strength and demo one of our newest products, the Kratos flywheel machine that we think is awesome and something that would be very useful for all athletes and not just strength athletes. Kabuki Strength is a company. We're based just outside of Portland, Oregon. All of our materials are USA provided. All of our stuff is made here in the United States, and all of our stuff is hand assembled in our facility outside of Portland, Oregon. I want to jump right into the demo because I know I don't have a whole lot of time, and I want to be able to show you how our flywheel differs from other flywheels and how it works. Flywheel training is not new. It's something that's been around for years and years and years, and it kind of gained popularity in the United States in about the 1970s with some people over in Europe making flywheel training devices. We're, again, American made, and we make all of our stuff right here. I think there's some real advantages to flywheel training. Number one, tendon and ligament health is very important. About 30% of all injuries to athletes involve tendon injuries in one way or another. The flywheel, by using the eccentric loading that happens, not just the concentric loading that happens in most resistance training, allows ligaments and tendons to kind of do the job they were made to do, helps develop them and strengthen them, and hopefully keeps the athlete healthier and less likely to be injured. That's one reason to use it. The eccentric loading gives you more time under load, so you get a more efficient and better work in the weight room or in your training facility in a lot less time. Those are just a couple advantages of flywheel training. There's four things that I think set our machine apart from others. The first one is the low profile. You can see here, this is only about an inch and a half off the ground, which allows for both on the platform and off the platform movements, where a lot of them are about 12 to 18 inches up and the flywheel's underneath it. So you have a lot less versatility with the machine. The other thing that sets ours apart is the large platform. It's basically 4 foot by 3 foot, just a little under 3 foot, and it has a large area for you to be able to do lifts on and movements on. We have a lot of strength athletes at Kabuki, and they even do their sumo squat right here on the platform. So the larger platform is very, very useful. Then the next part that's unique to our flywheel training is the ability to adjust from the wall mount to the floor mount and do both vertical and horizontal movements with the same machine. Many others, you have to use two different machines or purchase two different machines. And the fourth reason ours is set apart is just the price. This unit costs $2,600, and it's all inclusive, everything that you see here. I want to show you really quickly how it works. So over here on this side is where we load the weights. It just has a clip that comes off. Hopefully you can see that. My wife is actually running the camera here. You just take this and it slides right off, and then you can slide the weight off, put another flywheel on. This is an extra large flywheel, so the resistance you use can be different depending on the number of flywheels or the size of the flywheels that you put on. This is how you adjust. You need to get to the end motion or range of motion of your movement. So if I was going to do a one-arm pull here, and you can see me doing this, you can see that the end range right here is right here, which is fine. Because I can get on and off the platform, I can adjust my body to it and get this started much faster. I'll adjust it later when I do an upright row. To start the machine, you simply roll the flywheel. This is what happens whenever you do a live demo. You just simply roll the flywheel, and then you're into it. You pull, you can see that's the end motion, and then it pulls back with the same force that you're pulling with. So you get that eccentric load. So now the muscles that are being used for this movement are under load the entire time. The nice thing about this is I can adjust, and with one quick movement, end up doing the other side. If I have multiple athletes working out together, because of the way this is set up, they can jump on without having to change plates like you would when you're doing regular resistance training. So that's how it works with that kind of movement. I'd like to show you now a movement off the platform. You can see down here, there are two different spots you can attach this. If you come to this side, this just simply, with a click of a button, slides off and moves down to the attachment. And just like that, now you're ready to do other movements. There's a quick little pin here. Any implement that you have that you can use on a cable machine can be used with the flywheel. This is set up a little tall for me, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust the length of the strap. I do that by just letting it back in a little bit. Now it's adjusted to a different height. Start the flywheel again. And now I'm into it. So now I'm doing an upright row. And that's quite a bit of stress with just one extra large wheel on it, quite a bit of work that I'm having to do on that. I'd like to show maybe a movement that's a little more useful for baseball world. I'm going to adjust it right back up here. You can see how quickly this happens. Now I'm into it. Adjust back to this other attachment. And because again, I can be off this, I don't need to adjust the length of the strap. I'll just do this and I can get right into a rotator cuff exercise and get that eccentric pull. One of the nice things about this for people coming off injuries, athletes that have been injured or are needing to get some load, this is all effort based. How much effort I put into it is how much effort I'm getting back. So it's not me as the strength coach deciding, hey, you can do this much weight. They can do what they can on it. We have a lot of physical therapists who have purchased this machine and are loving it for people coming back from injuries. That's the Kratos flywheel. We have a whole line of products at kabukistrength.net if you want to get online and look at them. You can also contact myself, Jared Skurmans, who's our VP of consulting and works with most of our professional teams. You can even get his email right off that and contact us at any time if you have questions. Are there any questions?
None in there right now. But I want to tell everyone I got a chance to see this product at the URSA trade show. Oh, there's one popping in. But listen, it's as easy to adjust and for the different exercises as he made it. You know, a lot of times, since obviously you're an expert with it. But I mean, for anyone, you guys showed me the piece at the URSA show and it was easy. You know, I did about 4 or 5 different exercises and it was easy to make the adjustments and easy to use. So I appreciate that. I also want to, hold on, let me just grab the questions and then will the platform move if the athlete is not on it?
Yeah, can it move to somewhere else, you mean? It moves. It doesn't move up. It doesn't. This is attached, you attach this to a wall unit. This is a special device we've made for trade shows so that it can sit anywhere. But this one here is a wall mount and you actually mount to the wall. It slides underneath right here and then it's solid. You don't have to worry about it popping up or do anything. Most of the things that you do on the floor where you worry about it popping up, you're actually standing on it. You wouldn't be off of it. It's usually the wall thing where you'd be off and doing the exercise.
On the vertical column, is there adjustments on that as well?
Yes, so simple. It's like that. So you can go all those different heights. This one has been cut off just because of the, for trade shows, it's just easier to have it a little bit shorter and it fits in the van that we travel around in. It actually goes up to about a little over 7 foot tall.
How easy is the setup for a squat?
That's a little more difficult and I don't have the squat harness on me because I knew I didn't have a whole lot of time. But it's you can usually use a belt, squat belt, or a front squat harness to do it, or you can just use something like this or a straight bar that you would use on a lat pull down and use it and be able to do. But as far as getting it adjusted right, it's a little more finite that way because you can't adjust your body like you can on and off it for the more of the horizontal movements.
Now, what about just adjusting and moving the whole unit? How easy is it?
It's simple. This bottom part weighs about 50 pounds. It just slides out. And I know that like the Portland Timbers soccer team up in Portland has used it and they just slide it out and put it up against the wall when they're not using it. So it doesn't take up a whole lot of space in the weight room or in their training facility when they're not using it.
All right, Rusty, awesome. Hey, I just want to say, listen, we were going to have for all the strength coaches set up a workshop with Kabuki. I know that will move when we move to the in-person in February. So we're going to get a chance to see you in person. I think there's one more that just might have popped in there. What does it say? Oh no, that was in it. Somebody answered a question for you. But yeah, no, we're gonna get the chance to see you in when we're out in Arizona.
Yeah, well, I'm actually in Tucson. I don't know if you could tell that. And if anybody wants to get a hold of me, I can run to Phoenix when you guys are in Arizona and do any demos you want with any of our equipment.
All right, awesome. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. You guys do a great job.
Thanks.
All right, so next up we have Jeff Hopp from Red Card Athletics.
Hey, Matt, thank you very much. I'm just going to share my screen Oh, where do I share this? There we go. All right. Like I said, thanks for having us today. So Red Card Athletics has been around for about 12 years. We work in the NFL, MLB, and in the NCAA. This is obviously a very shortened, quick discussion since we've only got 6 minutes today. So I'm just going to kind of get to the highlights and then we'll go from there. So, our goal really is to allow strength coaches and performance dietitians the tools they need to efficiently work with players in multiple cities while minimizing, some of that low level work. So trying to figure out what catering order you're going to have in a given city. How am I going to get the guys food? How can I give, meaningful input to guys when I'm in a different city in terms of strength and other performance things. So the first thing I want to talk about is our ordering platform. So again, this has been used by about a third of the MLB teams over the last 2 years during COVID. But what it really does is lets you run the organization much more efficiently. So our system can handle all catering, in-house and out-of-house meals. So if you want to run anything from an action station to you need to figure out a post-game meal, a pre-game meal, you can quickly and easily put menus into the app. And the guys can say, this is what I want. You can make it as simple as here's 2 options, choose one of the 2 to a fully customized meal from any given restaurant. It really reduces waste in the kitchen. Everyone who's ordered catering knows you end up with a whole bunch of waste. Even if you have, excess amounts of money, it never feels good to be throwing food away. So it helps work on a much more one-to-one basis. Lets guys say, hey, I'm not going to be at the meal today. If they're going to go out with family or whatever they're going to do after a game. So you can kind of keep it down to just what you need. And then there's very easy roster management. So we know that players move around from, the various levels. And as they move up and down one dashboard, you can access it from your phone, from your computer, and you can move guys around based on where they're at. The next piece is our Red Card debit and payments platform. So, why a debit card and why, our payments platform? Well, we've been working on this for a couple of years. It gives you the ability to quickly and easily put money into the app, not a card issued, not a physical card. It puts money into the app, lets them spend money on their mobile wallet, and you can put money in and take it and sweep it back in real time. So if you have to, you have a meal that's a dinner that's not that well attended, or the guys aren't grabbing their food on the way out. Instead of going through all that work and doing the catering and getting them everything, we have 2 different payment platforms, but you can put money onto that platform, lets them go to some local restaurants. You can gate it so it's just food. They can go get food, and then that you can sweep it back after a certain amount of time. So it's very efficient. You're only going to pay for what that players actually eat, and you don't have to do the work of setting it up. You don't have to have that catering company doing it more stuff. Again, a dashboard allows you to distribute these funds anywhere you're at. So even if you're not with your players, if you have someone in your front office who's going to be in charge of doing this, you can schedule out the money. So you can have your different meals for different weeks scheduled out. So the money comes in and goes out just in time windows that they want to do it. You don't have to worry about handing out cash in this situation. The digital issuance helps you eliminate lost cards. So there are no cards. It just goes into your phone. And then players don't need bank accounts. You can simply give them money with just their first and last name and an email address. So it doesn't matter what their backgrounds are or what their financial status is, because the organization is giving it to them and that they can't go to an ATM and get it out. We have very open rules on how you can provide cash to them. The last piece I want to talk about is our recent integration with Zone In. We love Zone In because it is a fully automated and machine learning system that can provide recommendations to players. We understand that you're trying to help players who are in different cities. How do you help them get the food that they need? Teach them about, proteins, carbs, what they should have and at what times. So most meal planning systems, what they do is you've got to obviously make meal cards and you hand them out individually. We know that only a few players will actually get meal planned and will actually even follow that meal plan. What Zone In does is it ties into the Red Card system so that it gives guys advice as to what they should do. So there's 4 different options of what you can do. So you've got general advice as to what do you have in your house, or what should I go get from a store to eat for my recommended meals. You also have what's in the facility. So you can hit a button and say, these are the things that are generally provided to me in the facility. And then the other piece is I'm out at a restaurant does this restaurant have recommendations for me based on what time it is, my biometrics, my training schedules, my goals, and provide information and make it easy to just get advice and not necessarily even log stuff. It also has a full hydration piece, which you can monitor not only hydration, but you can also monitor caffeine and items like that. And then it also lets you do appointments and schedule chats and connect with the athletes while you're not, necessarily with them. So I guess in the end, we'd love to, have you contact us if you want a much bigger demonstration. Obviously, you're watching our timeline today, but the goal is your job is to be the performance dietitian or strength coach. You're out there to help your team win, not spend hours. What am I doing for catering? How am I getting this food? And what am I doing about really minimizing waste?
Wow, that's awesome. That's definitely evolved since I had to help out with some of the nutrition on the team. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll get the information out to everybody, and we appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff and Leslie.
Any questions or?
We do. Hold on, we got one popped up right here. Does the app, particularly the nutrition component, come in any languages other than English? So like Spanish or?
That's something we're working through right now. So we've gotten a few of those questions. Yeah. Love to have, if somebody wants the full demonstration of that, we can set up a time. That's a much longer demonstration of all the different features that it has. It is, it's hard to do justice in the 20 seconds that we have to talk about it, but it really can follow a lot of, dietary needs, health issues, eating disorders, all that sort of stuff. But I will find out about the Spanish side.
All right, awesome. Once you get that information, get it over to me and I'll make sure we get it out to everybody.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Mike Weinstein from Zybex Sports, the SAT.
Great. Well, thanks, Matthew. Appreciate you having us on. This is our first year with the professional baseball strength coaches. Zybex Sports has been doing combine testing and athlete testing for a real long time, and we've got some baseball specific tools that we've developed. Just wanted to share those with you, and I'll share my screen right now and just kind of run through a few slides. Anybody has any questions on this, please contact me afterwards. Okay, cool. So, again, Zybex Sports has been doing this for a long time. We've got, of course, we're kind of known by our timing gates. We've been doing every big event for a long time, but we also have some very specific products that have been used in the baseball industry. Just wanted to let everybody know. Of course, just with the straight timing, we've done every major event, it seems, for a long time. I've done the NFL Scouting Combine for 10 years now. The NBC Sports National Combine, used to be the Army Combine, etc. And we made a lot of continuous improvements every single year. We manufacture everything here in the United States in our facilities in Colorado. And so, last year and going into 2022, we've got a lot of new improvements. It's much smaller right now. I know the size has always been an issue, but I can take an entire combine to do 5-10-5, 3-cone, 40-yard dash, everything with carry-on luggage, and everything that we're doing is all fully automated timing. Very standard products. We've been making them for a long time, and they've really been proven with that. Some of the more unique applications that we've been doing with our timing systems and our athlete measurement systems is things like this cognitive reaction. This is just one of the examples right there. With that example right there, what we did is developed a test we called the steel rat. That's where the athlete would line up 13 foot off of first base. They're blocking a gate. Towards the pitcher's mound, we have a left light and a right light. If the left light goes off, you run second base. If the right light goes off, run to first base. Measure how long it takes for the athlete to see that light and start to run, and actually make it to the first base or second base. And there's a lot of these types of examples of applications that we've been doing with our timing systems. Now, another one is with our pop cans. We actually call them pop cans right here. We originally developed these for measuring, of course, the pop time. And these are when they hear a loud noise, they start a timer. When they hear the other loud noise, they stop the timer. But some of the other cool applications you can do with this is like if you wanted to start a timer for when the bat hits the ball and make that your first base time. So this way you're not inherently, giving advantage or disadvantage to the left-handers, the right-handers. So there's a lot of fun applications you can do with this. One of the things, this is how we recently got more introduced with the MLB, is the athlete measurement system. As part of the standardized athlete test, we always do athlete measurements, and that's become one of the most contentious, argued thing that we've had in our events now. Everybody's pretty much comfortable now that the fully automated times are going to be slower than the stopwatch times. All right, we're cool with that. But everyone thinks they're 6'3" now, at least in the football world. And what we've done here is we've made a very repeatable, unarguable way to measure the athlete's height, hand size, wingspan, reach height, etc. And for this year's MLB Combine, we've adapted our systems and made them all ISAC compatible. And so, ISAC is the international organization that does athlete measurements. So one of the things, like you can see, you want to have behind me right here, also on the picture, we've got it so that we can do not only the height, but the seated height. And that's something that the ISAC does. We do the hand size with this right here, and we're doing this all in metric. And then we can do the wingspan and also the reach height with this. So that's a new product that we've introduced for 2021, and we continue to refine this. And also we've done some cool things with this, where I'm going to pop this one off right here. You can see on the back side of it, one, we did put the measurements so you can read it on the back side rather than the front. Just some really great suggestions that we had come out of some of the testing that we've done. But also we've got it to where this can be barcode read. And in 2022, we have it where we're going to have a digital display on this now. And that will be that data will be automatically transferred to the PC that we're actually recording the data with for the rest of the test. So that will really automate this and make this go a lot faster, because the athlete measurements is one of the slower things that we do with the testing here. So, and these are just some of the examples of the other events that we've done. As you see, like for the athlete measurements, we always, for our larger events, we put an RFID wristband on the athlete. They scan in, we measure them, and now we can enter that number or barcode, scan it, we're done.
Hold on, Mike, we got a question coming in. We're getting close to wrapping up, but one question came in and said, can the box on the ISAC model be removed and then put back on? Is it secure to the vertical column?
Yep, Matthew, you probably used it more than I have at the measurement. So yeah, it comes on, comes off, and that's what it was designed for. This is an example of how we're using the pop cans right here. So this is, we actually start a timer when the bat hits the ball. We take 3 pictures before, 3 pictures after. So yeah, just basically, we've been doing this for a long time right here. Some of the sampled events, and even in Hollywood, we were in the All-American, we were in that there, and actually Colin in black and white, a little embarrassing, but first 3 minutes of that, you see all of our equipment right there. So anyone has any questions on this, please feel free to contact me. And if there's any other things that you have ideas that you would like to see a product for that you don't see on the market, hey, let me know. We can probably, might be able to develop that. So
we'll say this, guys, we used Mike and the products when we did the MLB Combine this summer, and everything was made custom. He was able to turn it around with less than a week and get it shipped out to us. And then I know he also helped us when we did some testing down in the DR. So both nationally and internationally, Mike's been helpful, and he was also generous enough to put our logo on there for.
That's right. Yeah,
we needed it, but we appreciate it. I'll get your contact information out to everybody.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.